Here come the lights. It's Jerome D'Ambrosio on pole. Loic Duval alongside him. We go green.
Yeah, look.
You already came with the countdown. I just lost at least 5 seconds on Di Grassi. dernier tour ou pas?
Eh oui, oui. Dernier tour. Donc tu passes la ligne et tu vas gagner. Félicitations à toi. Bravo.
Formula E's original sounds and music are created and constructed by London-based film and music composer Gareth Johnson.
It's designed to be like a mini movie score, so you've got all the kind of sound of the cars, add some drums in. I'm a music composer. Spend a lot of my days in windowless rooms with flashing lights, making beats, working with orchestras. I basically wake up and make music. This is where the magic happens. There's a computer at the heart of all of it, like most things today. Lots of real instruments, as well as modern hardware. I play guitar, bass, drums, keys, synths. The Formula E thing was really interesting because they literally just was a knock on the door and they were like, we're looking for some music for a race series, which is all electric cars. And I was just like, brilliant. As well as being really aggressive and fast-paced, it needs to be like epic and driving the action rather than being an afterthought. This was like from the ground up, forming a really important part of the whole entertainment package. It was a really unique experience working with Formula E. The creative process, it was a lot of sitting around and imagining what a futuristic race series in a city centre would look and sound like. A lot of neon and a lot of looking at graphic novels, race games. The attention to detail was massive. Music and visuals always work really well together, and if you get it right, you can really enhance the experience for people. Hopefully that's what we did.
Advanced technology and competition between manufacturers and teams has always been at the heart of the Formula E Championship. This week in London, that heart skipped a beat as iconic British car maker Jaguar announced its intention to run its own team for the start of Season 3 in 2016.
We're here today to announce that Jaguar has returned to racing. Formula E is a perfect match. Formula E is all about pushing the boundaries of pioneering technology and electrification, which exactly fits with the Jaguar Land Rover strategy.
I'm really happy, I'm thrilled. This is the best news we could have. It's a huge boost for the championship. This is exactly what we want. We want to attract companies like this into this challenge to make the best racing electric car.
Now is the natural time for us to join this really exciting series. It really fits with the technology we have, and the timing is simply perfect.
Speculation is already mounting about the race for the remaining 3 manufacturer slots as Formula E's cutting-edge race technology continues to draw the map for electric road-going cars.
I cannot tell many secrets, but we have very interesting conversations. I believe that this announcement is also going to motivate a few of them. They better hurry because there are few entries now left without a manufacturer.
So Jaguar are back in open-wheeled racing and Formula E continues to evolve. We'll have to wait and see who will join them next.
Motorsport, you already came with a countdown. I just lost at least 5 seconds on Degrassi. C'est le dernier tour ou pas?
Eh oui, oui. Dernier tour. Donc tu passes la ligne et tu vas gagner. Félicitations à toi. Bravo.
Formula E's original sounds and music are created and constructed by London-based film and music composer Gareth Johnson.
It's designed to be like a mini movie score, so you've got all the kind of sound of the cars. Add some drums in. I'm a music composer. Spend a lot of my days in windowless rooms with flashing lights, making beats, working with orchestras. I basically wake up and make music. This is where the magic happens. There's a computer at the heart of all of it, like most things today. Lots of real instruments, as well as modern hardware. I play guitar, bass, drums, keys, synths. The Formula E thing was really interesting because they literally just was a knock on the door and they were like, we're looking for some music for a race series, which is all electric cars. And I was just like, brilliant. As well as being really aggressive and fast-paced, it needs to be like epic and driving the action rather than being an afterthought. This was like from the ground up, forming a really important part of the whole entertainment package. It was a really unique experience working with Formula E. The creative process, it was a lot of sitting around and imagining what a futuristic race series in a city centre would look and sound like. A lot of neon and a lot of looking at graphic novels, race games. The attention to detail was massive. Music and visuals always work really well together, and if you get it right, you can really enhance the experience for people. Hopefully that's what we did.
Advanced technology and competition between manufacturers and teams has always been at the heart of the Formula E.
That could be an opportunity for Bruno Senna. Lock up from Verne. Senna's going to get that job done now.
27-7, 27-8, je suis mort. Qu'est-ce que je fais? Je roule doucement ou pas?
Prost is going to win the race here in Miami. Senna's coming out right with Prost. Senna versus Prost. Senna leads from Prost. Senna uses his fan boost. Bruno Senna goes through.
We've been waiting all day to see Senna pass Prost, haven't we?
Yeah, exactly. I've been waiting my whole career.
Arena for the very first official Formula E race-off. Now, already throughout the day, we've had gamers coming here competing, going head-to-head on our Forza 6 tracks, all ultimately trying to win that coveted trophy and be crowned the Formula E race-off champion. Now, in a moment, we're going to be having a look at how they have done in the time trials so far. In fact, let's take a little look now and we can see how the rest of the afternoon is going to run. So, we've had guys competing, but we are only taking the top 16 of those lap times. The top 16 have now qualified into the 2 semi-finals. The 2 semi-finals will be made up of 8 competitors each, and they ultimately want to get into the top 3. The top 3 will go through to the final and race against Senna and Prost, and then we will end our day with the exhibition match between Bruno Senna and Nico Prost, who are joining me in the studio. Guys, now, I've seen you on the racetrack in Formula E. Obviously, you are very competitive sportsmen. But this is all quite a different story. How are you feeling? I mean, do you guys play racing video games?
I used to play more when I was younger. I think now I like a bit of time going from race to race.
The excuses have already started.
He's a baby, so he can't even play video games anymore. His wife will kill him.
Is that true?
Yeah, I don't think she would be very happy with me playing too much video games. But like Bruno used to play a lot when I was younger, but we have less and less time. But yeah, I think the young guys might beat us on this one.
So have you been putting in a little bit of practice this morning?
Yeah, when I arrived here, he'd been practicing for an hour already. I practiced a bit at home, and now we've been doing some interviews with driving at the same time. So, you know, handling the multitasking thing. So maybe he's going to be welcome here.
Now, you know, is it possible to take what you learn in the car on the track and convert it into the virtual world? I mean, if we look at other racing drivers that are out there, you know, like Jan Mardenbrecht, GT Academy, he went from basically gaming in his living room at home to going to the Dubai 24-hour race and doing extremely well. I mean, are we going to see more people do that?
Well, I think it's the racing games are getting closer and closer to what a race car really feels like. Of course, you don't have the G-force and the actual visceral feeling of a race car, but in terms of simulation, if you know what you're doing on a race game, then normally you should know what you're doing on a real car. The difference that if you make a mistake, you can just press reset. It doesn't happen like that in the real car.
Yeah, that's not quite so easy to do, is it? And Nico, what are your thoughts? You know, do you think being in a simulator, you know, when you're practicing, when you're testing, is it like a video game, or are the comparisons too different?
I think it's quite close, you know, in the end. You know, the very good simulation that we have, whether video game or real simulators, are close to reality. Then it's just how much you can fine-tune a specific car or a specific track. What I saw from Formula E on Forza is quite amazing. It's quite close to reality. Then, of course, you know, there's some things that could be a bit better. But yeah, I think you can learn a lot of the basics of driving through the 2 days simulations.
Now, in the Formula E season at the moment, there is actually just 1 point splitting between you both. Very competitive. Can you bring that competitiveness here today? Is it going to be as close?
Yeah, we'll see. You know, I feel much more confident on a normal racetrack than on a video game. But you welcome something you want to win. We had a football game before that was quite competitive already. So let's hope we can have the same race here.
I have to say that I was not expecting him to be so good at football. I was like, I'm gonna just, you know, win, and then he's like, you know, giving me a lesson and everything. But finally, it was by 1 that I won.
Yeah.
Just.
Well, now let's take a little look at some of the time trials that have been going on today. Here we are. We can have a look on our leaderboard. Now, these times are looking pretty competitive. There's not much in it between Zach Skulls and PJ Turney. Are you worried about those times?
Well, I don't know, but The top guys, no chance I'm matching that at the moment. Really far, I don't even know where. Maybe they're cutting through a wall or something to go that fast.
In your practices, what times were you getting?
I think they're getting shortcuts, to be honest with you. I got a 56.0, so I'm up there in the top 5, but my consistency is very poor, so it might be not very good for the race.
Did you have the opportunity to chat to any of the gamers and get a few tips from them?
Not yet, but I might pick their brains very soon.
Well, time's running out, boys, because you're about to be racing. In fact, we are going to cut to a quick break in a minute. But before we do, actually, let me ask you about Long Beach, because obviously the players are going to be racing on that track, but you've raced there for real. What are the pitfalls of the track? It's very bumpy, I seem to remember. What's it like to race there? And have you got any advice in terms of the way that they approach this track for our drivers?
Long Beach is a very difficult track with the 90 degrees corner are quite tough, some bumps, also some elevation changes of cambers. So it's really hard to find the limit to be on the edge, but not too much. So yeah, it's to have a clean lap and not do a mistake. If you do 10 laps, to do one fast is okay, but if you have only one chance to do it, is very hard.
You're being quite a modest man, Nico, because you did actually get the fastest lap when we were in Long Beach last year, so watch out, Bruno.
I know. The pressure is on, especially against those guys. They're lapping very fast now. I'm getting a bit worried now.
Yeah, you should be, actually. And in terms of gaming, I suppose, obviously there's these sort of racing games, but do you think there's bigger scope to bring the gaming industry into motorsport? Can we be more converged?
I think so. I mean, there's always a good convergence between our demographics, the people that watch Formula A races, that like technology. They're not the pure racing fans only, but they like racing and the technology. And I think it's a great opportunity to bring all these things together. And, all these kids who are learning with some games can be racing Formula A in the future, or motor racing in the future.
And is there anyone that you're particularly looking forward to seeing racing later? Because we do have a special guest here.
Yeah, obviously Jan is a little bit on both sides. You don't know if he's a gamer or a driver, and he's a very good driver on the track. But I think as a gamer, is also quite really good. So maybe let's see how we can do compared to him.
I'm a bit worried, as I said, but yeah, I'm racy. Let's go. Let's do this.
Did you have a chat to him earlier? Did he give you any advice?
Well, he keeps his cards very close to his chest. He knows exactly that he shouldn't tell us anything, because maybe when he was racing only in video games, he would be more open. But now that he's been in motor racing for real, then he's like, I'm not telling you anything.
And what about the competition between the two of you? Is this about pride, or have you put a bit of a wager on it?
It's about competition. You always want to win, If you enter something, why not win? But yeah, it's still friendly,
Okay, well, guys, thank you for the expert advice. We're now going to throw to a very short break, and then in a moment, the semi-final will commence. See you in a minute. Formula E's original sounds and music are created and constructed by London-based film and music composer Gareth Johnson.
It's designed to be like a mini movie score, so you've got all the kind of sound of the cars. Add some drums in. I'm a music composer. Spend a lot of my days in windowless rooms with flashing lights, making beats, working with orchestras. I basically wake up and make music. This is where the magic happens. There's a computer at the heart of all of it, like most things today. Lots of real instruments, as well as modern hardware. I play guitar, bass, drums, keys, synths. The Formula E thing was really interesting because they literally just was a knock on the door and they were like, we're looking for some music for a race series, which is all electric cars. And I was just like, brilliant. As well as being really aggressive and fast-paced, it needs to be like epic and driving the action rather than being an afterthought. This was like from the ground up, forming a really important part of the whole entertainment package. It was a really unique experience working with Formula E. The creative process, it was a lot of sitting around and imagining what a futuristic race series in a city centre would look and sound like. A lot of neon and a lot of looking at graphic novels, race games. The attention to detail was massive. Music and visuals always work really well together, and if you get it right, you can really enhance the experience for people. Hopefully that's what we did.
Advanced technology and competition between manufacturers and teams has always been at the heart of the Formula E Championship. This week in London, that heart skipped a beat as iconic British car maker Jaguar announced its intention to run its own team for the start of Season 3 in 2016.
We're here today to announce that Jaguar has returned to racing. Formula E is a perfect match. Formula E is all about pushing the boundaries of pioneering technology and electrification, which exactly fits with the Jaguar Land Rover strategy.
I'm really happy, I'm thrilled. This is the best news we could have. It's a huge boost for the championship. This is exactly what we want. We want to attract companies like this into this challenge to make the best racing electric car.
Now is the natural time for us to join this really exciting series. It really fits with the technology we have, and the timing is simply perfect.
Speculation is already mounting about the race for the remaining 3 manufacturer slots as Formula E's cutting-edge race technology continues to draw the map for electric road-going cars.
I cannot tell many secrets, but we have very interesting conversations. I believe that this announcement is also going to motivate a few of them. They better hurry because there are few entries now left without a manufacturer.
So Jaguar are back in open-wheeled racing and Formula E continues to evolve. We'll have to wait and see who will join them next. Well, great to hear from the CEO of Formula E, Alejandro Agag. And I think that time he is talking about is happening right here, right now. Now, before we go into that semi-final, quickly, guys, what are you hoping to get out of this race? What are you hoping to see?
Experience. I'm joking. No, it's going to be fun. I think
these guys are quite experienced on the game.
I know. I think I need some experience. No, it's going to be fun. It's going to be good to be seeing what the top guys in this video game league can do, and you know, also bringing up some new fans for the Formula E Racing League.
And Nico?
Yeah, the same. I'm trying to learn what they do and hope to adapt it next time.
Later in the virtual championship.
Right, well, this is the moment that we have all been waiting for. Let's get that very first semi-final underway. Karun Chantuk and Brycey over in the commentary box. Take it away.
Thank you very much. Yes, this is kind of a fusion of a professional racing commentator and gaming, and hopefully it goes fairly well, but I'm really looking forward to this. I've been playing for a couple of hours, trying to actually get the best time possible.
Yep.
I don't know what you saw, but I was kind of sneakily sitting in the stands there and kind of just seeing what people were saying, and they're all very kind of competitive, but at the same time talking to each other like, how fast did you get? Did you improve? Oh, I've had a struggle on this corner. It's really kind of good to see not only community, but the competitive edge as well from these players.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think, you know, the gaming world, you know it more than I do. It's certainly a very competitive field. You know, as racing drivers, we inherently don't like to lose. You know, we were just, as Bruno alluded to before, we were playing foosball and it all got quite competitive back there. And you know, I'm sure, you know, the guys who've come and girls who've come here today to compete, they're just as pumped up to try and do well.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's kind of, everyone's really, really eager to see, you know, how the times actually went down and did they make it into the top 16. And, you know, one of the main things for me here is it's all great doing that time trial and you've got a few times to kind of perfect it and you've got your hot laps and, all right, well, we've got this now and I can improve there a little bit. A few people had more than one go. But now we're into the semi-final and it's no longer about, oh, it's all right, I'm on my own on the track, I'm fine now. This is where the pressure comes, and I think a lot of these people here won't have felt that kind of pressure before, where they've got to go up against 7 other racers and they're going to have to go into this game and not only look for the best racing line, but look for the best place to overtake.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I'm going to volunteer Bruno and Nico to be stewards for this race because there's going to be a bit of bumping and bamming, and you know, they're going to need a little bit of official work.
Yeah, I think that's going to be one of the key things here. You remember, like, this, for a lot of these players, they're going to be coming into this, and a lot of them won't have kind of raced in such a high-pressure sort of scenario before. And I think that will cause at least a few errors. I actually expect to see 1 or 2 fairly big crashes on the first lap.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you got a reasonably long drag down towards turn 1, and then they turn 90 right. It's really wide, that first corner at Long Beach. So, yeah, I think we're going to see a little bit of a battle there coming into the first corner.
Funny enough, in the very first race of the day, when it was kind of staff and they were all sitting down and kind of checking out the rigs and practicing, make sure everything was working, the staff all ran off the corner straight into the wall because they missed the corner. They were so excited by the straight and actually getting on, they actually managed to miss everything. I've just been told, I believe this game is about to start underway here. We've got some kind of interesting names coming up. I believe Jan is in this one.
Yeah,
so
Jan
Mardenborough. Keep an eye out.
Yeah, definitely. Jan Mardenborough, obviously winner of the GT Academy program. And, a good friend of ours who I've been racing with him at Le Mans now for the last few years. So he's as much racing driver as he is gamer, I think, these days. But yeah, certainly one of the favorites. He did the 5th best time in the practice sessions earlier. So he's in with a chance, and away, right, I think we're about to go.
We are. I think we are just about to go. It's about to all kick off. Now, I'll be interested to see how everybody kind of stacks up with their times as well. Let's actually jump on board with Jan straight away and kind of see how he's going down. Now, interestingly enough, going for the out-of-car view. So bearing in mind that he is a racer, he's not actually gone for the internal view first of all, had decided to stay external, made for a little bit of situational awareness already. A little bit of a bump coming in, several players have stacked it, and so many already have hit the wall.
It's chaos. I think we only had about 2 cars
Jan's last. Jan is last. He come out the worst possible you could come out of that one.
Oh, another shot.
Oh my goodness, it's really all kicking off. We didn't get on board with that one. Let's jump on board at Scott Mitchell, and you can see so many cars actually around him now.
Yeah, this is absolute chaos. Scott Mitchell, actually from Motorsport magazine, and at the moment in 7th place. So our leader at the moment,
I believe that's Matt Webb. It's Matt Webb on this one. I think that's him. Yeah, let's jump on board with the race leader right now.
That's right.
He's actually playing on the racing rig down there as well. So currently in the lead, and that's probably one of the safest places to be right now, simply because of the amount of crashes we're seeing. There's a lot of bumping and banging going on the track, and now he's got a little bit of a lead that he can actually be safe. He's actually a decent way ahead as well.
Yeah, yeah, and just to clarify, the top 3 from this race go through to the final, so it's really important to finish in those top 3 positions. At the moment, we got, as you say, you got Matt Webb, you got Zach Scholes in 2nd place at the moment, and who we got in?
Jamie Klein is going to be third.
That's it. Oh, Jan's been hit again.
Actually, I was about to jump on board with him. He actually come from 8th back up to 5th. And he was fighting for that 4th position, but he ended up spinning off before he could make the pass. I think he was driving really aggressively. Clearly, he's a little bit upset at the way this race has started out for him now, and he's actually in a really bad position.
But if you look at his face on that little screen there, it's still cool as a cucumber. Give us a wave, Jan. Can you hear us?
No, I don't think
he's
soundproof boost. I have just noticed that there is another scuffle actually going on here with Jamie Klein involved with several players. I think he managed to overtake. There's actually a spin out behind him. Tom Spencer, he's managed to hit the wall, and he's going to drop from, I think that was 4th, all the way back into 7th. Like I said, one little mistake here can cost you so badly. I believe we're going to actually still see it should be Matt Webb still in the lead, and he's still quite a way ahead. Right now, race leader by a significant margin.
Yeah, Matt Webb way in the lead. I mean, just to reiterate, these guys are all driving with no stability control on the car, and also, you know, no traction control. They've got to use their own skill really to manage. Driving again. Tom Spencer spun again at turn 1. So this is going terribly for Tom Spencer.
I think that was a little bit cheeky from Jan there. He's taking advantage of the fact that these are cyber cars.
Yeah, but look, Alan, the battle there between 4th, 5th, and 6th is really close. Look at that, Victor Brown.
Yeah, that's it. Liam Humphrey, Victor Brown.
Humphrey, yep.
It's it now. Tom Spencer's actually gone off again here. He's dead last right now. But there we go. Late breaking into this corner. Can he manage to get through? Tried to take him on the inside, and he should have it, but he's just a wheel clip. Puts him in the wall, and he will end up going 5th, not 4th. More bumping going on here. It's getting down and dirty from 4th to 6th.
So what we've got up at the front, we've still...
It's still Matt Webb. He's still quite a way ahead.
Long way up ahead. In 2nd place...
It's going to be Zach Scholes.
Zach Scholes and Jamie Klein in 3rd at the moment. I think Jamie Klein is looking quite safe as well in 3rd, isn't he?
Yeah, you can see actually the first 3 races there are actually kind of managed to spread the pack out a little bit. They've kept out of that battle. But like I said, I think the problem here is we look at Liam Humphries, who's currently 6th. You can see that 4th, 5th, and 6th battle continuing. And the issue being is they're all so busy fighting each other, they can't get into that qualifying spot. They can't actually concentrate on their race and make that timer.
Yeah, I mean, they've actually got to stop racing each other and work with each other. You know, they've got to just try and get some clean laps through and come through the pack. At the moment, they're all busy hitting each other, just going backwards.
Well, I think this is the issue you just kind of caught on to there. They can't actually play the racing line. They can't make any time up when this kind of thing goes on. As a player comes screaming in defense, it's Jan. Jan has reappeared from the depths of nowhere. And he's been almost 8th the entire time, but he's fighting his way back up.
Yeah, he's up to 5th now, and he's right behind the 4th place car there, or Scott
Mitchell. Now, can he overtake this here? Jan is a kind of a new player into this battle we've been seeing the entire way through. Can he make the time up here? Bearing in mind this is actually the last lap. This is the last lap for them to try and do this. First, second, and third are quite a way ahead.
Yeah, Scott Mitchell is now under pressure. Look at that, he's going to the inside to defend. Is he going to try and chop Jan off? Jan has to go a long way around.
Oh, not able to get that one.
Get the exit as they come down the back straight. This is past the old Grand Prix circuit on the left-hand side as we head towards the final complex around the stadium section here. Jan's on the outside. Oh, he's gone late on the brake. Scott Mitchell's coming back at him as he comes into the right hand.
So close.
Fantastic racing. Really, really clean racing. No contact. Really, really good racing there.
No, actually, I think we have a little bit of a change up front. I believe Zach Skulls has managed to take the lead. Has he managed to take the lead? I think he has, actually. And it looks like he's managed to take it, and it's the end of that race for him, so he will be coming in first. Let's see where Matt Webb ended up dropping to 4th. He must have made a mistake. He was leading by a clear margin for so long, but he is actually now completed. We'll just double check where everybody's actually coming. He will end up 3rd, 4th. So all changed there, and it looks like Jan may have finished 3rd. He may have been able to fight his way forward.
He has. Jan has finished 3rd, so that's a massive change-up. So somewhere we didn't actually have Matt Webb on our screen, so we weren't able to see what happened to him there.
Must have been a mistake further up the field because there's so much change going into that last lap.
Yeah.
Matt Webb was miles ahead. The first 3 actually had quite a bit of distance here. I mean, Jan was pretty much the spanner in the works. Not only did he just cut past 4, 5, and 6, which was a massive achievement to come back from the early crashes, but he ended up coming 3rd into a qualifying position. And Matt Webb, who had led for the majority of the race, ended up coming 4th, and that's crazy.
Yeah, and it was Jamie Klein, I think, was the other qualifier, wasn't he?
I think so. I believe we'll have a look after this. But yeah, I mean, this is interesting. I think obviously Jan's kind of pedigree as a racer kind of come through there to be able to fight your way back after not 1 but 3 crashes. I believe he eventually had. He had a fight for 7th and 8th at one point. And he still managed to come through. And you kind of see him 4th, 5th, and 6th were muddling around. And he just went, "Yep, thank you very much. I'll take all of you."
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, fantastic start to our first semi-final here.
It most certainly was, and I'm really interested to see how this actually continues on. I mean, like I said, Jan was a person we kind of picked straight from the off here, and funnily enough, he had one of the more storied races of this entire thing. But I think one of the things for the second semi-final players are actually going to kind of notice going into the second one is how they've got to keep clear of the other players here because it will end up slowing you down, and B is that don't worry if you're ahead, you've got to keep clean, because I think Matt Webb, he could actually have probably lost 1 or 2 seconds going on his laps, but this mistake that must have cost him. He must have hit something somewhere, we just didn't see it.
And I also think whoever's in Group 2 needs to be a little bit smart about turn 1, because we saw 7 guys go off at turn 1 this time round.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting to kind of see how they go, because the issue with that is if you hit your braking correctly, you've got to worry about the guy behind you as well. So maybe the racing line on turn 1 is not something you need to stick to. You've got to really think about your positioning, your space. You're all really clumped up. And obviously, because this is you know, electronic games, kind of got to go, well, they're not going to be that worried about, you know,
there's no
late braking. Yeah, late braking's fine because this car's not going to damage itself. So I think, for me, it's something that anybody who's now watching in the audience is going to have to really come up with a very clever strategy in turn 1, and we'll certainly be looking at how these players kind of break down and try to figure out a clean way through that corner, or at least which is the easiest way to get through.
Yep.
Well, all right, so let's just have a quick look here, actually, at, because I was kind of wondering, Matt Webb, actually, so he was one of the fastest, he was 4th fastest. So that's probably why he started leading to begin with, and I think that's why it's so surprising that he actually ended up kind of coming 4th, but especially since Jan was below him, and Jan seemed to just cut through people here. It must have been something very small in the last lap of that. But, you know what, we're just commentators. Let's hand it over to the analysis desk. Nikki, how do the guys make of that?
Thanks, guys. And congratulations to Zach for coming first in that semi-final. Bruno, Nico, right, what did you make of that? There was a lot of shrieking going on, slightly girly shrieking. But that first corner, bit of a disaster for Jan.
It was just like Formula E. Everybody decided to go to the same place. No, it was a really cool, very cool race. Everybody, especially towards the end, when everybody kind of like got their hang on what the car is doing. They were like racing really close, and it was fantastic. So very exciting.
Yeah, I was surprised of how entertaining it was. I was really having fun watching it. The first corner was, I would say, classic. You know, everyone trying to break the later, but no, and a lot of movement during the race. It was only 5 laps, but a lot of things happening. So I'm looking forward to the second semi-final.
And what did you think of their driver skill? You know, would you trust them? Would you get in a car with them?
Not at the moment, especially with the cold tires. In turn 1, it was a bit of a disaster. But I think, yeah, I think next thing we need to do is introduce energy, like saving for them as well. So, you know, it becomes proper like Formula E.
I see. Okay, so we're going to go down the regen route, the power maps, everything. Yeah, it's a little bit too simple, a bit too basic for them, you reckon?
Yeah, clearly. It's easy to play, apparently.
Okay, okay. And what about in terms of their driving? Do you think they took the right line? Were they making all the right moves? I mean, Jan did quite a nice pass.
Yeah, the racing was fantastic. I was learning a few of the racing lines that they're doing there, what's legal and what's not legal. So, yeah, you know.
Looks like everything is legal from what I saw.
So you're feeling more confident now that you watched it once?
No, even less confident, to be honest.
And it's an interesting point, though, Nico, that you picked up. Watching the race, you almost forget you're watching a video game, and it feels like you're just watching a motor race.
Yeah, it's really entertaining, you know. Obviously, if it was a real race with real cars, I would be a little bit concerned about some of the drivers' health. But no, it's really, you know, like especially the move from Jan was like really nice outside, not touching anything. So really a good move.
Under control, very nice.
Okay, well, in a minute, we'll be moving on to our second semi-final. But now up, we have a short break. We'll see you in a minute.
with the countdown. I just lost at least 5 seconds on Di Grassi.
Hello everyone and welcome back. I'm Nikki Shields and this is the Formula E race-off. Now we've just watched 8 of our semi-finalists compete head-to-head and it was a bit of a frustrating race for some. I think others were looking very competitive. Now before we go into the second semi-final, guys, what are you expecting to see from this race? You know, do you think the players out there can compete with Zach's very competitive time?
Well, clearly the lap time is very strong. Zach was really fast, and the guy who was in front was miles in front, and he still got overtaken on the last lap. So anything can happen.
That is always true, especially in Formula E, is what we've learned over a couple of seasons. And Nico, what are you looking forward to seeing in a semi-final?
Let's see if they approach turn 1 a little bit differently if they've seen the other one. But yeah, I mean, you look like the quicker driver still could come back. So yeah, let's see how it goes.
If it was you, how would you approach turn 1?
From the level I see compared to the real gamers, I would let them go and hopefully crash and try to make it through then.
I like that, taking the sensible approach by hanging back, let them crash and then regain at the very end. Well, I think that's time. Let's start our second semi-final. Guys, over to you in the commentary box, Karun and Pricey.
Thank you very much. Yes, time for the second semi-final, and let's hope it's every bit as entertaining as the first one. The second one coming in here, it's interesting. I think there's going to be a lot learned from it. Turn 1 is pretty much what we're all going to be looking for.
Yep.
I'm a specialist in the use my opponents as a ramp to get around the first corner sort of technique, and I imagine we'll be seeing some of that here. Now, for me, one of the most interesting things is if they all break. What if they all try to let the other people go through first? All be very cautious. I'm kind of curious to see if there is somebody who goes, oh, I'm just going for it and hoping for the best, or if they all go, oh, let's hold off a little bit here and maybe be a little bit more calm this time round.
Yeah, the funny thing is, I mean, I think about 7 of them hit each other at turn 1, but about 5 of them hit each other at turn 2 as well. So, you know, I think we need to wait and see how the whole lap settles down, but it should be entertaining nevertheless.
Yeah, I suspect these players now, like they've kind of realised, and if you're going in the second semi-final, you're now sitting there going, well, I won't do that then. That's clearly not going to work for me. I'm going to try and actually cut through a little bit more on the racing line, try to make my own space here. And I think that's probably the most important thing in this game, is to realise the space around you like it is in real racing here. But obviously in this, people are more likely to give you a little nudge. So you have to just kind of be ready to adjust at any point on the racing line or going into your braking here. Or if you are, you know, maybe braking a little bit early to protect yourself, or you're braking late, you have to be aware that the other player may just give you a tiny little love tap.
Yeah, and it's nice to see a mix of ages and you know, lots of young guys who look. I mean, there's one lad in there who looks about 12 or 13.
Yeah, funny enough, I had an opportunity to speak to his dad. That's James Drabwell, I believe. Okay. And he's in there, and he's 12, and he's actually really into his racing, like massively into his racing. He's actually got kart racing coming up, and he's really looking forward to kind of meeting everybody at this event. But he was one of the ones I kind of saw when I was sitting in the audience, and he was discussing with a few people about his time, and he think he actually hit a peak at one point. Yeah, there we go. He hit a little bit of a peak. He couldn't get any faster, so he kind of just stopped playing for a little bit. It's like, well, I think that's pretty much my plateau. I think his racing time in the end, I've got it here, it should be 57.22 something. I just sort of get that.
294.
Yeah, there we go. 294. So he's about midway through the pack. But it's about 2 seconds lower than PJ Tierney, who will actually be the #1 kind of time in this race.
Yeah, but the first 2 guys were really close. They both did 55.1s, which is a really competitive time. So I would suspect the first two guys need to be sensible on lap 1, and then they should be able to break away from the pack, really.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see how that actually works. But like I said, this is racing and pretty much anything can happen, especially with the way this first corner works. And it looks like we're about to get it off as everybody on the starting line accelerating. Let's see how they get into this first corner.
So I think it's PJ Turney going for the outboard view here. So they can choose that. That's kind of a driver preference, but everything else is standard. Oh!
Little bit of a bump again,
but much more disciplined, I think, than the first race. Couple of spinners. Alex Plunkett having a spin, and Daniel comes as well. Yep.
PJ Turney is going to come into second. That means it'll be Justin Towell who goes into first from the off here.
Oh, Ed Hunter's had an off there.
He's now ended up in last place.
Yeah, Ed Hunter had an off in turn 2, but look, the battle for the lead around the outside. PJ Turney going all the way around the outside.
So this is where you've got to be careful there. Little nudge.
Little bit of a nudge from Justin Towell that is on the inside, but PJ getting in front as they head towards the end of lap 1.
You see here, no, James Trevor Wans is actually taking him completely out, goes into fourth, looking for that third as well. Massively aggressive driving coming in from the 12-year-old. And he's not going to be able to secure third place there at the moment, but he's still in a position. However, he is being chased. Oliver Cassidy is right behind him.
Yeah, the fight really for third place. You know, that is so important because they have to get that crucial third place, which Richard has got at the moment. You know, that qualifies them for the final, so that is really important.
Oh, it does look like James Bruno may have overbraked just a little bit there, and he is going to slip down. And you see now, big passing maneuver coming from Cassidy. He should be able to get third place off of this, and he will. Lovely cut into the corner, takes it so smoothly, but I think he's actually been outbroke, and he is going to slip back into fourth.
So the first two, PJ Turney and Justin Towell, breaking away from the rest of the pack. In third place is still Richard Gothrop. And he's actually not that far behind Justin.
Oh, just had a little bit of a crash.
We've had a bit of a crash. Who's that?
Cassidy. That's Cassidy having a little bit of a slide there. He's in fourth at the moment. A little bit of a fight going on. It's James Drapwell again. He's being so aggressive with this.
Oh,
no! He's actually come out better in the corner. And he's going to slip into fourth place through a little bit of dirty driving there. There is no fear from this 12-year-old at all for any of the corners go in, and now the hunt for third.
I think the Senna Prost steward inquiry should be going on right now.
Well, I'm sure that he's going to meet him later and they can kind of advise him that maybe you shouldn't ram every other car on the track. But right now, it's still that chase going on for third here.
That's just like Formula E, that ramming into other people.
Well, we see PJ Turney is now in first position. In second position.
Somebody's smacked the wall there. That's Alex Plunkett, I think.
He's currently in sixth. You see that there's a little bit of a fight here. Now, he's far enough behind that it's going to be a little bit difficult for him to get those two overtakes here. He's got 2 more laps to do it, so don't rule him out quite yet.
Justin Towell's had a spin from second place. That could be...
I think they're catching him here now. He should have somebody coming up behind him. You can see Richard Gothrop. There is a fight going on here, yes. Richard is right behind him. He has managed to catch up. And that may have actually allowed the rest of the pack to catch up.
And I tell you what, Oliver Cassidy's not far behind either. So Oliver's got a real chance here to get himself into the top 3, which is, as I say, massively important to qualify for the grand final.
See if they can still do this here. Like I said, still enough time here. We saw so much movement on the last map of the first semi-final, but now 2 laps left for these players. Can they make it all count? And now we can see just a little braking here. The pack has actually spread out just a little bit. Not that many battles actually going on. It looks like Gotthard may be the next one to do it, and that's actually the battle for second and third. But no, we've just had a crash. It's James Bradwell. Again, he managed to go down, and he is actually going to slip further down the rankings. From fighting for third, he is going to end up in 7th. But still all to play for. This pack is not spread out enough. Ed Hunter's actually had a crash as well, and he will be overtaken. He's now going down the 7th.
Cassidy's the one to watch. Look at that, Alan. He's caught right up as they come to the final part of the lap. Cassidy's going to have a lunge, I'm sure of it, on this final lap of the race. Oh, he's gone wide. Somebody's gone.
Oh, he might be able to just be able to take this one. He's got a little bit more speed coming out of the corner, but no, not going to be able to get past him here. His own car, the car blocked him from being able to kind of straighten up and accelerate away.
Yeah, Richard Gothrop just defended his position coming out of the hairpin. And this is the battle now. Cassidy's got to have a lunge. He's got to have a go because, you know, if he finishes 4th, it doesn't really matter. Oh, he's having it.
He's going for it.
He's pulled a dummy and come back down the inside, up to 3rd place. Superb move down the inside into turn 1.
And now it's Gothrop is going to be chasing. You can actually see you got a little bit of lead of him there. It was just a bad corner from Gothrop, and he is going to hit the corner again. He really doesn't need that on the last lap. And it looks like Cassidy may have just got enough of a lead now to keep him away for the half a lap remaining in here. PJ Tunney still in first place. Justin Towell still in second. It is the battle for third that's the most interesting.
Yeah, PJ Tunney is about to come across the finish line and finish this race as the winner. And he is all done and dusted. So in second place, we are going to see... Oh, it's getting close. Alex Plunkett also locking up. But in second place, we have got Justin Towell, who comes across the line. And in third, it is Oliver Cassidy after that superb move at the beginning of the final lap.
You see there, who's actually left in this race then? It's going to be Daniel in 8th place. James Grabwell looks like he's going to be coming into 6th. Ed Hunter will be in 4th, who ended up coming 5th. It'll be Alex Plunkett who managed to go 5th into that one. But yes, what an interesting race there, and I think a lot of lessons we'll learn from that very first semi-final of kind of how you approach the tactics here. And we've seen, like I said, a lot of people are a lot more aggressive with their cars in this. You've seen them blocking lines off. You've seen little taps that almost unseated a few players. Because it's very dangerous when you kind of come out that corner and you're trying to put the power back on, and then a little love tap comes into your rear corner and you're like, oh, well, now I've got to massively overcorrect.
Yeah, but actually that battle at the end was really good. Cassidy pulled off a completely clean, legitimate move there. There was no bumping or banging. You know, I thought there was a really nice sort of dummy, because he you know, he looked like he was going to the outside and then switched back to the inside, got the move down on the exit. So yeah, I thought it was really...
Well,
nice,
that's racing,
move.
right? I
Yeah,
mean,
exactly.
We saw maybe contrasting styles actually from James Grabwell in his style for the battle of 3rd or 4th, which was smash you out of the way and hope I get past, which worked for a good little while, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, you can see that was fantastic racing going in the air. Obviously, PJ Tunney was kind of the favourite coming into this one. He did set the highest, also the quickest speed, the fastest speed coming into it.
You're coming from your
gaming. It's always highest speed in gaming.
Shooting highest, whatever,
Always the highest. But yeah, I mean, now that's set a nice little level here. I'm kind of curious to see how, when these kind of face up, they've got Senna and Prost in the mix. Now, if it was me, I would probably be a very dirty player and just instantly take out one of the professionals. I think that's pretty much the way I would like to go.
Yeah, having...
This is not an 8-person race, it's a 6 versus 2.
I have a feeling that's what Senna and Prost might be thinking after watching a little bit of that as well. So, yeah, I mean, certainly the top 4 guys are very quick, but we'll see what Nicky and the guys have to say.
Yeah, we will. Well, over to you guys. What did you make of that one?
Well, I think we thought it was pretty nail-biting, actually. It was pretty intense race, and well done to PJ, the winner. Guys, I mean, you were sitting on the edge of your seats. What do you think of that?
I think we need to call Charlie Whiting. Have some punishments here, some
penalties
reprimands
out,
at least.
don't they?
Yeah, definitely.
You didn't approve?
No, it was a good race. It was fantastic. I mean, the top 2 disappeared, and then second driver made a mistake, which allowed the third driver to catch up. So lots of good racing everywhere, and I'm hoping that me and Nico start like on the back so we can have our own battle, let them have their own thing.
I don't think that's allowed, sorry boys.
Where do we start?
Well, maybe we should call Charlie and come and say, watch this race, maybe your rules are too tight. Just, you know, let people race.
Or maybe
it would make it more exciting. I mean, that was an exciting race.
Or maybe Charlie can give everybody else a penalty and we start a minute ahead of everybody and then we can have a race.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that. That makes an easy ride for you boys. But in terms of the racing itself, another, you know, really, really competitive race. And so exciting to watch. Are you now going to become gamers, full-time gamers?
I don't know. I was really impressed by like little kid. I couldn't remember his name, but he was quite dirty also, and pushing people and everything. I'm sure when he grows up, he's going to be hard to fight.
So absolutely. Do you need to teach him a thing or two, really, about racing etiquette?
It might change, you know, when he gets older. You know, maybe like we said, Charlie lets people race a bit more aggressively. So you know. Let him do how he wants.
And you know, in a moment, of course, we're going to be going into the final, which unfortunately involves you two. I think unfortunately for the other drivers, because you'll probably be, you know, bouncing them off the tracks. But now that you've had the chance to watch, have you learned anything? Are you feeling a little bit more confident? Do you think you can bring all your racing skills from the Formula E track into this gaming venue here? No. Oh dear. We're going to need a lot of luck then. Yeah. A lot of luck.
If I finish in the top 8, I'll be really happy.
I could probably compete with that level. And Nico, yeah, okay, let's. I think we should make this a bit more interesting. Can we add a little bit of a bet into this?
I think we can finish higher than we think. Let's see. Let's go and
Well,
race and
8,
see.
it doesn't really, you know. Okay, let's. Where do you realistically think you're going to finish, Nico?
I think it depends a lot on how many mistakes they do, because they're much quicker than me, that's for sure. But they do a lot of mistakes, so maybe you never know.
So are you going to be going for the slightly more careful approach to this race?
I don't know. Let's see. You know, when you put the visor down, even if there's no visor.
The red mist comes down.
Okay, come on then. Give us a position that you're aiming for. Podium finish?
You know, if I finish P5, I'm victorious. That's how I see it.
So that means we get a victorious dance.
Yeah, I don't know, cartwheel
Okay,
or
great.
something.
So on record, Bruno Senna, if he gets P5 or above, we'll do some sort of dance cartwheel style thing. And Nico?
The same, but I'm not dancing.
Just the cartwheel.
For
then.
safety reasons.
Okay, just the cartwheel. Excellent. Right, well, this is exciting stuff. In a moment, we're going to see those 6 finalists head into the final and compete with our professional racing drivers, Bruno Senna and Nico Prost. But first, we're going to go to a quick break. See you in a moment.
Formula E is the championship of the future, of the new generation. We need to give the fans what they want, and now they want esports. People watch other people playing video games. People follow that, millions of people around the world. To get real drivers to do that, to get our championship drivers to challenge each other on a esport on a video game, I think takes us to the next level. I think Formula E and esports are definitely a natural fit. Formula E wants to reach this new generation of fans, which are less and less now interested in traditional motorsport, but are interested in other things. They have their smartphones, their devices, their games. They like to play and interact. They like to be themselves the actors in the game. And that can be offered by esport together with Formula E. I think people are going to love seeing Bruno and Nico going head-to-head. I'm very curious to see who's faster on the screen. They're fighting on the real track.
Senna versus Prost. Senna leads from Prost.
And now they will be fighting on the video game. I think people are going to love it. I think there is definitely scope for Formula E to have its own video game, or video games, more than one. We have different alternatives. We like the virtual video game, real times. So we're working on all these projects, and soon we will have some news about video games and Formula E.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Formula E race-off. Now this is the moment that we've all been waiting for. It is the fan final where our 6 racing finalists are going to go head-to-head with our racing legends, Nico Prost and Bruno Senna. Now, we've been chatting to Bruno and Nico and I'm slightly worried for them. I think they're going to need a lot more of luck, a lot more than just a little bit of luck. They're used to setting very fast times on track, but out of the comfort and the confines of their cockpit, can they be put to the test and deliver on those times? Well, we're about to find out. Karun and Pricey, over to you.
Thank you very much. Yes, let's see how the pros stack up against all these players who've been gaming all day. So one of the most interesting things we quickly noticed by diving into the stats while we're on that quick break is, funny enough, all of the top 6 have come from the top 8. And actually the 2 first places were the 2 fastest players in the time trials.
Yeah, what you mean is that in terms of top 8, in terms of
top eight in the time trials.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I think, you know, ultimately they've done it on merit, haven't they?
Yeah.
It's been a fair process of, and the cream has risen. I'd be a little bit nervous if I was Nico or Bruno at the moment because, you know, as Nicky rightly said, these guys have been playing on the game all day, and you know, across the various time trials, and yeah, it could get a little bit tricky for these guys.
I think that you kind of hit it there. Tricky is the word I would use. I believe that the area that they may struggle is the change in dynamic with contact. I think that's where they're going to struggle here. Like I said, they'll probably get on a really good racing line and think, oh, I've defended this racing line really well, and then someone just comes and smashes them straight into the side, and all of a sudden they're like, okay, well, that didn't work.
Yeah. Well, I've been racing with both Nico and Bruno for many years, and they're used to a little bit of argy-bargy. You know, they give as good as they get.
Well, I hope so. I do hope they kind of get used to it. I suspect they'll start to excel when the pack opens up a little bit, and they can actually kind of put that driving fundamentals to use, and they're kind of their niche skill of going through it here. I'm interested to see what they're actually going to do for kind of the first corners and when it's very packed. Like I said, in their professional careers, I don't suspect they've ever gone, oh, well, this person's just not going to brake behind me, just not going to bother, he's just going to smash me into the side. And I think that's where they may fall apart a little bit. Not only that, but they've got I'm sure we're going to see a little bit of rivalry from these 2 if they can get next to each other in this race.
Well, they look pretty relaxed at the moment, taking pictures on his phone.
Yeah.
That's
quite
nice
relaxed,
of you,
quite
Mr.
relaxed.
Senna. Come on, get on with it.
Well, I think they'll be relaxed right until they get into it. Like you said, actually, a little while ago, you said, races are competitive. This is all about competitive gaming as well.
Do you think Bruno and Nico know that they're not doing Long Beach anymore? Because that is the change for the final, isn't it? Is that we're doing the Rio circuit.
Well, I've been told we're doing the Rio circuit, but I don't think it's been loaded in. I can kind of see it up there on the top. Yeah, but yeah, so it's either the Rio reverse or it's that same one again. But I've been told it might be changed. So we're going to see whether or not that actually comes through. But I don't think they do know. I don't think they do know about a potential change of venue.
Yeah, Bruno's suddenly looking a bit nervous there. You just realised what circuit you're on, Mr. Senna.
Exactly. You can see how kind of they adapt here as well. And I think that's one of the key things here is, although that we know they can race, right? We know they can race. But it's adapting to the situation with all these other players on here. And bearing in mind that these players are going to be gunning for them as well. They're not going to be sitting back idly, kind of going, oh, you know, I'm just going to race and going, oh, that's Senna or that's Prost. I might.
No, absolutely. I mean,
I'm sure one of them will be a sacrificial lamb and just try and take one of them out.
Yeah, I mean, you know, for these 6 guys, there's, you know, there's bragging rights up for play here. You know, they've got an opportunity. Jan is just permanently on his phone. I don't know who he's texting non-stop, but he seems to be
playing on his phone. That's how he's actually driving.
Very busy on his phone. I don't know what he's doing.
But let's take a little look at who you are kind of picking, because we've got the players here and where they actually came here. So Zach Scholes and PJ Tierney actually came first in both the semi-finals. And then we had we had Justin Towell and Jamie Klein. They were both second, and they were actually next to each other as well. It was 56.8, 57.09. And then in third, we had Oliver Cassidy with 55.1, and Jan in third. He was 56.62. Now,
still on the phone, Jan?
Yeah, still on the phone.
Pay attention. Oh, now he's suddenly woken up, hasn't he?
It's racing time.
It's racing time.
I can confirm that track has changed. I believe it is. It is going to be Rio in reverse. So we're going to see how that actually goes down, and hopefully they're ready for this. But who are you kind of picking as maybe the ones who are going to be who are dangerous in this?
Well, in some respect, all bets are off because it's a new circuit, you know. So things have changed a little bit. But yeah, you'd have to say, you know, the three guys, PJ Turney, Oliver Cassidy, and Zach Scholes, you know, their lap times were within a 1/10.5 of each other. You know, during the practice and sort of their time trials building up to the semi-finals. So those three guys, you'd have to say, are going into it as the three favorites. But, you know, completely new circuit. It could throw a real
well, I'm trying to look at the circuit now, because obviously we get to see a little bit of an overlay of the circuit up there.
Yeah.
And obviously it is reversed. Is that a very dangerous hairpin I see there at the top? That might be, I think because it's in reverse, that may be the way they're going. So it might actually end up being a really congested start into the first corner.
Well, the game's about to start, so we'll find out. But as you say, I think you know, having a hairpit's always going to be a bit tricky on the opening lap, isn't it? But here we go, riding on board, and I think it is
that way. It is going to be the hairpin. You can see it's a very gradual curve into a little bit of a chicane, I think, and then a very acute hairpin.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a fun track. You know, I don't know how much practice these guys have had on this particular layout, because I saw Bruno and Nico practicing non-stop on Long Beach. I think they've kind of forgotten what they're doing here. But here we go. 3, 2, 1, and away we go.
All right, let's jump on board then. Currently, that's not the right person. There we go. Finally got them down now, and we can jump on board, and we can actually see.
Zach Scholes has gone straight into the lead. So Zach Scholes in the lead. Prost in 8th, Senna in 7th at the moment. So those two guys starting at the back. And as they head towards that first corner, change of surface there. Oh, massive!
On board with Senna now, and you see, this is what they were talking about.
Prost has had a spin already at the first corner, so Prost had a spin.
He's 8th.
And he's down to 8th place, but Senna right in the hunt.
He is, and maybe that's a little bit of the tactic they were talking about there. You actually saw Senna back off a little bit from that scrum that went on into the first corner. But no, he actually managed to hit the wall now. Still going to be in 7th place. Definitely for an overtake. It's been a massive crash there. And he has managed to get through in the 5th.
Jan Mardenbrough's had a spin. So that was Jan Mardenbrough now,
into the back,
who's rejoined in last place after a spin at that first chicane.
And you know what, Jan, he had that in the first semi-final, managed to get through into the qualifying. But can he do it again? That's the real question. He will actually have to overtake Prost to get anywhere up the field at this point. You actually see Oliver Cassidy here looking to go through just a bit.
It's a very picturesque circuit they've got here. And so let's look on board. What's Senna up to at the moment? He's up to 6th place. So at the front, we have got...
It is going to be Zach Scholes.
Zach Scholes. PJ Turney's had a spin.
Oliver
he
Cassidy,
was in second.
Oh, he's gone.
But Jamie
Oliver
Klein,
Cassidy is gone.
And Jamie Klein is now up into 2nd place. So Jamie Klein, who was 4th, is now up into 2nd place. We have Senna's 5th now, so he's up into 5th.
Oh, hold on. There's a little bit of a battle going on here. You actually see Prost and Jan are going at it toe-to-toe. Going for it. It looks like it's been overcooked by Prost. He's going to spin completely out. Jan has done him like a kipper, and he's gone. And you actually see Prost there. It's actually Prost we're now watching. Prost is in 8th place. He's looking for Jan as well, but Jan's gone again.
Jan's had a spin trying to pass Senna. He tried to go down the inside of Senna and had a spin. And he's now down into 7th place. So Senna hanging on to 5th place. At the front, Zach Scholes in the lead. Jamie Klein in 2nd place. Oh no, PJ Turney's just passed him. So PJ Turney now up into 2nd place, just as I said that, ahead of Jamie Klein.
Oh, late braking, very late braking. And it may cost him. Is he going to be able to hold on to that? No, you can see PJ Turney's going to just get the overtake. Is going to be able to get back past it. A real battle for 2nd and 3rd place. Oliver Cassidy also going for an overtake maneuver here. And it looks like he's going against Prost, and he should be able to get... No, he's going to completely wipe out Prost. Determined that he's not going to win. Cassidy hits the wall, Prost hits the wall. They are in 7th and 8th place.
Oh dear. So Zach Scholes, this is all helping Zach Scholes, isn't it? He's broken away from the pack. He's now got to just...
Senna's been overtaken by Jan.
Yeah, Senna's been passed by Jan, but Zach Scholes has got to keep it fairly neat and tidy, try and get to the finish. Senna's having a wobble. Oh, hold on to that, Bruno. In 6th place. Zach Scholes going through the chicane, knocks the tyres, but no major damage done there. And he's got a reasonably big lead now over PJ Turney and Jamie Klein. So again, as I said, Zach Scholes has got to keep it nice and clean with no mistakes.
Senna looking like maybe not the professional driver we're expecting here. A lot of skidding, a lot of drifting, currently in 6th place. Hopefully that kind of racing instinct will kick in and kind of screen them back up here. You can actually see Jan. Jan likes to go last place and come back. He's 5th right now. I wonder if he can make kind of the same miraculous recovery we saw from him last lap. This is only lap number 2 in this 5-lap race, and already we've had enough thrills and spills to last us a lifetime.
Yeah, indeed. Senna now in 7th, where's Prost? Or Prost is 8th. So they're winning.
Yeah.
So Senna's winning that internal little battle.
Yeah, auditioning there for Fast and Furious.
Yep. Jan up into 5th, and look, Jan is catching. He's definitely.
Zach Scholes is gone.
No, he's still going. He's still going. He had a moment, but he's kept it on the island and managed to just hang on to it. Sort of rubbed up against the walls. But Jan Mardenborough closing down on Justin Towell in 4th place. So that could be quite interesting there for Jan.
It is, you see PJ Turney. Also, he had a little bit of a skid as well. It's that same corner. They seem to be coming into a little bit hot. But they've both held it here. That's probably why they're 1st and 2nd right now. But
this is a much longer lap here, Brycey.
Oh, no! Oh, no, he's gone! PJ Turney is gone, and where is 3rd place coming up to him is Jamie Klein. Jamie Klein is now going to rapidly catch him up. And he will only be a corner behind him now, unless he makes the same mistake. No, clean corner from Jamie. Jamie now looking to capitalise on that mistake, but he's also got a 4th place with him. Justin Towell is actually right behind him as well, so 3rd and 4th are now catching up on 2nd place, which is PJ Tierney.
Yeah, this battle is going to be fantastic for the final 2 places on the podium. Zach Scholes still in the lead. It's a much longer lap here. Can you believe they're still on lap 2 of this grand final? So the Rio track, almost, well, more than twice as long, nearly 2.5 times as long in terms of lap time to what these guys have been doing earlier in Long Beach. So they've really got to stay concentrated for a much longer period of time in this grand final.
I also think it really gets going to spectate the kind of the racing aspect of it as well. I say that as Senna hits the wall again. Because now it's a little bit more clean. They can actually concentrate on racing lines, concentrate on making that time up. And actually, when they get to an overtake, it's a lot more significant because they have to make it clean because they've then got to look for the next position up.
Yeah, absolutely. And this battle for 3rd place. Oh, he spun! Jamie Klein has spun! Justin Towell's going to go through! Jamie's gone into the runoff area and lost a ton of time there. So Justin Towell now up into a podium position.
He is now. Can he continue this as well? It's actually not that far away. It looks a little bit, but they are actually in the straight at this point. Can they continue on here? He just needs to race clean. If he can continue to race clean, he should catch PJ Tierney. Now, there is a lot of pressure when you're 1st and 2nd, simply because you know that people are constantly chasing at you here. So you're not actually pushing as hard in some places. Or you're pushing too hard and you end up making mistakes. Look, we saw in the semi-final. Prost.
Hang on, Bryce. Look at Jan Mardenborough. Look at Jan Mardenborough going past Jamie Klein.
He's actually got a lot of speed. They're late braking. No.
Late braking. Yes, Jamie's overcooked it. Come on, Jan. Good back down the inside. Fantastic racing here from Jan Mardenborough. Up into 4th place. Oh, no. Big slide as he comes around the right-hander. So
clearly turning in a little bit too hard there.
Yeah, Mardenborough versus Klein side by side as they go over the crest. Oh, a little bit of argy-bargy.
Looking for this here, and it's almost a game of chicken as they enter this corner. Who's going to break first? Jan on the outside. He was a little bit worried about being knocked away there or being caught on the rear quarter, so he did slow down a little bit more. However, has now got a little bit more acceleration out of the corner. Gets a drop, goes for the move around. He's looking not to slow down here, and that may be able to get him through, but no. Player number 4, he's managed to hold his line. That's Jamie Klein. It's Jan versus Jamie.
This is a fantastic battle.
A little bit of a drift going on, but Jan's held it better.
Jan's done it. So Jan Mardenborough now up into 4th place. He's got to chase after Justin Towell, who I have to say, Brycey, is not that far ahead of him. He's only about 4 or 5 seconds ahead, and that's easily doable. We're only halfway through this grand final here, so Jan Mardenborough still got plenty of time to try and sneak a podium out of this race.
I'm just going to quickly highlight our professional racing drivers. That is, Senna is currently in 7th, and Prost is currently in 8th. So, not gone overly well for them in this one.
I'm not sure they're going to be.
And actually,
I'm not sure they're going to put this one on their CV.
If you do look at the mini-map there, just how far behind Prost has actually managed to get himself. If this lap was any shorter, it would actually be, he'd probably be a lap at least once.
Anyway, but come back to the real battle because, Zach Scholes has spun from the lead. Zach Scholes has done a full 360, but he's hung on to the lead.
He's got a massive lead, though. I think it's one of those things, like, he's clearly been pushing. And has got him such a big lead that he's probably pushed a little bit too far.
Yeah, he just needs to be a little bit smart now. He doesn't need to be pushing this hard.
You don't need to set your world's best lap time, you just need to set a good lap time.
No, exactly. Just set sensible lap times and just bring it home because he's in a great position here to win the race. PJ Turney in second place, on the other hand, under pressure, because Jan Mardenborough now is...
Oh, Jan! A lot of drifting there from Jan, tries to hold it,
spinning.
He's been caught and he's actually going to slip down.
He's down to 5th.
Who was that who overtook him? It looks like it was Oliver Cassidy. We haven't seen an awful lot of this, man.
Zach Scholes has spun again. Zach Scholes has spun again from the lead.
He's feeling the pressure. Zach Scholes has gone off, and he is feeling the pressure. That gap will shorten here. But now, Oliver Cassidy, this is the battle for 3rd place.
So, Zach Scholes in the lead. PJ Turney in 2nd place. Justin Towell is 3rd. And Oliver Cassidy, who we're riding on board with, is 4th. And chasing down 3rd place Justin Towell. You can see him. Look how close he is. You can see it on the screen there. He's right up behind him as they climb up over the brow now. You've got a sort of a tram line as they're going over, dropping downhill again. Riding on board now with Justin Towell in 3rd place.
He's
having a wobble, he's off!
Oh, I was going to say, he can feel the pressure here. He's got that rear view mirror at the top of his screen, and he's desperately trying to hold on and defend his line. You see Oliver Cassidy has also made a little bit of a mistake on that corner. He made a mistake, but he got away with it. But now you can see still that battle goes on for 3rd place here. Zach Scholes still quite a way ahead. Is okay at the moment. PJ Turney obviously looks like he's just racing clear. We haven't seen any drama from him. It doesn't seem like he's really catching or slipping behind. Who else have we got? Jamie Klein. Jamie Klein in 6th place. I think he's pretty much settled into this position right now. He's ahead of Senna, but he's not really catching.
Now the battle is 3rd, 4th, 5th. Oh, Cassidy! Cassidy's all over the back of Justin Towell. Watch. This is where it's going to get interesting here. Cassidy's in the slipstream. He's gone for a...
No, blocked.
Oh.
Refuses to let him past.
Well done. This is going to be a super race to the flag here. They're about to start the final lap. As they come out of this left-hander, they're going to cross the line and kick off.
Oh, Tierney's just gone.
Hey?
Tierney's just gone. He just crashed.
But he's still in 2nd place.
He is still in 2nd place.
He's still okay. The battle is really for 3rd and 4th.
However, it's the hairpin that separates them now, so I don't know if they can catch up that much time. But obviously it has been slacking up a little bit here. Like I said, being in that 1st position or 2nd position really puts a lot of pressure on there. Prost has actually gone off again. Yeah, it hasn't changed where he is. He's still 8th.
Let's go on board with Cassidy here, Brycey, because I think this is the one to watch. Can Cassidy get a podium finish here on this final lap of the race?
Oh, he's going to put... Oh! No, both of them gone!
They've both gone off!
Both of them gone. Who's in 5th place? It's Jan. Jan is now catching them. He's actually going to slip into 4th. Jan is going to capitalise on this mistake. He's got 4th now. 3rd is in Jan's eyes. It's all changed to the battle for 3rd and 4th. It's not what we thought it was going to be. Jan will now come in.
Jan Mardenborough, the face of GT Academy and racing games, is about to fight for a podium position here on the final lap.
And he's really hungry here as well. You can see.
He's so close. He's so close. You can see a podium right ahead of him here. This could happen. And at the moment, Justin's the man under pressure. Justin is definitely under pressure here with half a lap to go.
Well, it's interesting, the mistake from Justin Towell actually cost Oliver Cassidy his place.
But Cassidy's not far behind either.
No.
Look, if we go on board with Cassidy, he is not that far behind. Look, all 3 of these guys are right together, 3rd, 4th and 5th for the final place on the podium. This is going to be superb in the final 3rd of the lap.
They're looking for it here, and it's only going to be the tiniest mistakes. And it's one of these corners we might see, and Justin Towell's wobbling.
Oh,
he's wobbling, he's gone!
He's
gone, he has gone down. You can see Oliver Cassidy come up behind him. Jan's gone low. Now Oliver Cassidy's looking for Jan. He's looking for him desperately right up in the inside corner. He's now going to get in the slipstream here. They know there's not that long left to go.
Come on, Oliver, have a lunch. Have a lunch.
There we go. He's got a little catastrophe. He had to get that one. Jan will hold it better. And Jan now should be able to extend. And that was an opportunity for Cassidy there. He's not been able to capitalise on. 2 mistakes from Justin Towell have changed the entire lineup from 3rd to 5th. Unbelievable stuff here. There's over 4 or 5 corners to go. Dogs just crashed again as well, but he's still so far ahead. Oh, look, Cassidy's right there. Cassidy's right there. He's got...
Here we go. We've got a right-hander, long left-hander. It's got 3 corners to go now for Cassidy to somehow, miraculously, pass that white car ahead of him. Jan Mardenborough in the truly racing car. Cassidy on board with him at the moment. I think in the Aguri car. And coming through the final corner, he's not quite going to be able to do it. So there we go. Jan Mardenborough takes 3rd. Cassidy, Oliver Cassidy takes 4th. Fantastic race there.
Zach Scholes will take 1st. PJ Turney will take 2nd. And only a few people actually left racing now. Jamie Klein will be in 6th. And as you can see, our professionals, Prost and Senna will come in 7th and 8th. Interesting there. For me, Jan Mardenborough, kind of a hero, went 8th. Both times, semi-final and again in the final.
Yep.
And managed to battle his way back in that 3rd place position. You've got to wonder if he had a cleaner race from the get-go, what he could actually achieve.
Yeah, fantastic. I mean, Jan somehow in the semi-final and the final has decided to make life a bit harder for himself. But yeah, fantastic race by Zach Scholes, starting right at the front, disappeared away, and just did a super job all the way through. Had a few little spins, but so did everybody else.
Yeah, he most certainly did, and I said I think that the final rundown kind of speaks for itself in terms of time trials. Zach Scholes ended up coming first, Peter Tierney comes second, and that's how they actually stacked up. That's exactly how it actually went down. So for me, I'm really kind of just enjoying this entire thing. For me, Jan Mardenborough, though, got to be one of the most kind of spectacular stories of this, going all the way down here. Senna and Prost may not have performed as well as we would hope.
Well, I mean, I think that it just shows, you know, how different the gaming world is. You know, Jan's obviously come from a background of gaming, and he did a really good job. You know, considering he was behind Senna and Prost, he did a fantastic job. But I think Nicky's managed to find our winner.
Yeah, we're going to send it down to the floor with Nicky with our winners.
Thanks, guys. I am indeed joined by Zach, our very first Formula E race-off champion. And I'm going to award you this massive congratulations. Now, how does that feel? Because you came out of that room pretty much bouncing, I'd say.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. It was great to win. It's nice to be here with Nico and Senna. It's great. It's great. Yeah, I love it.
And have you been to a gaming event like this before, or is it the first time?
It's the first time.
Does this mean you're going to be coming to more now that you are a crowned champion?
It would be very nice to, yes. Yeah, I would love to.
And, I mean, you did almost lose it. There was a big spin towards the end of that race. Did you think, oh, this is it, it's all over?
Maybe. It was quite difficult to. I did it twice on lap 4, so who knows, could have.
Well, you actually did quite well to stay out of the madness and the mayhem that was going on behind you, because there were a lot of battles and a lot of mess that you stayed well clear of. So a massive congratulations, well done.
Thank you.
And in a minute, well, should we get your quick opinions first? Because in a moment we're going to be going to your exhibition final, which is a duel between the two of you. But, I mean, you guys weren't even in this race, really, were you?
Are you sure you want to watch us alone? Because me, it's going to be embarrassing from what I saw.
But at least you're as bad as each other, so we'll actually be on the same part of the track, because in that race you were nowhere.
I think this was the first time I finished a race without finishing the race, because I got timed out. So yeah, it's not ideal, to be honest. But congratulations! The pros are here and they're showing us how it's done.
It is indeed. Thank God for Zach. Zach, one quick question before we do go to a break. Would you retire from the console and step into a real racing cockpit?
It's not really a question. It's just, yeah, I'd love to.
So you could be the next Jan Mardenborough.
It'd be nice to be the next Jan Mardenborough, yes it would.
So the GT Academy should watch out for you.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Excellent. Good luck. We wish you all the best for your future, and hopefully we'll see you next year to be crowned champion again. Thank you to Jack. Now in a moment we'll go to a break, but don't go anywhere, because you get to see these two guys going head to head. Good luck.
Advanced technology and competition between manufacturers and teams has always been at the heart of the Formula E Championship. This week in London, that heart skipped a beat as iconic British car maker Jaguar announced its intention to run its own team for the start of Season 3 in 2016.
We're here today to announce that Jaguar has returned to racing. Formula E is a perfect match. Formula E is all about pushing the boundaries of pioneering technology and electrification, which exactly fits with the Jaguar Land Rover strategy.
I'm really happy, I'm thrilled. This is the best news we could have. It's a huge boost for the championship. This is exactly what we want. We want to attract companies like this into this challenge to make the best racing electric car.
Now is the natural time for us to join this really exciting series. It really fits with the technology we have, and the timing is simply perfect.
Speculation is already mounting about the race for the remaining 3 manufacturer slots as Formula E's cutting-edge race technology continues to draw the map for electric road-going cars.
I cannot tell many secrets, but we have very interesting conversations. I believe that this announcement is also going to motivate a few of them. They better hurry, because there are few entries now left without a manufacturer.
So Jaguar are back in open-wheeled racing and Formula E continues to evolve. We'll have to wait and see who will join them next. Formula E's original sounds and music are created and constructed by London-based film and music composer Gareth Johnson.
It's designed to be like a mini movie score, so you've got all the kind of sound of the cars. Add some drums in. I'm a music composer. Spend a lot of my days in windowless rooms with flashing lights, making beats, working with orchestras. I basically wake up and make music. This is where the magic happens. There's a computer at the heart of all of it, like most things today. Lots of real instruments, as well as modern hardware. I play guitar, bass, drums, keys, synths. The Formula E thing was really interesting because they literally just was a knock on the door and they were like, we're looking for some music for a race series, which is all electric cars. And I was just like, brilliant. As well as being really aggressive and fast-paced, it needs to be like epic and driving the action rather than being an afterthought. This was like from the ground up, forming a really important part of the whole entertainment package. It was a really unique experience working with Formula E. The creative process, it was a lot of sitting around and imagining what a futuristic race series in a city centre would look and sound like. A lot of neon and a lot of looking at graphic novels, race games. The attention to detail was massive. Music and visuals always work really well together, and if you get it right, you can really enhance the experience for people. Hopefully that's what we did.
Formula E is the championship of the future, of the new generation. We need to give the fans what they want, and now they want esports. People watch other people playing video games. People follow that, millions of people around the world. To get real drivers to do that, to get our championship drivers to challenge each other on a esport on a video game, I think takes us to the next level. I think Formula E and esports are definitely a natural fit. Formula E wants to reach this new generation of fans, which are less and less now interested in traditional motorsport, but are interested in other things. They have their smartphones, their devices, their games. They like to play and interact. They like to be themselves, the actors in the game. And that can be offered by esport together with Formula E. I think people are going to love seeing Bruno and Nico.
Hi, I'm Bruno Senna, Formula E, driver for Mahindra Racing.
Hi, I'm Nico Prost and I drive for Renault Dams in Formula E.
I played a little bit of Forza. Of course, we got the Xbox a week ago.
I had a small plug issue. They gave me a British plug, which is kind of hard to fit in Switzerland. So I only got some training this morning.
I'm not particularly confident. I think when you look at the pro guys, the guys that have been practicing a lot, they have a whole different understanding of the game.
Maybe against Bruno I have my chance. Against the real gamers, I think no chance.
I'm having a great time here. It's fantastic to see Formula E, catering to the gamers.
I think Formula E and esports, they aim at the same people, the same fans, younger fans.
It makes me confident that the championship is going forward and getting some new fans.
Hello and welcome back to Formula E Race Off. Now, we have seen some very competitive racing throughout the day. Our gamers have provided an absolutely cracking show, but we're going to finish it all off with our exhibition race between Ayrton Senna and, not Ayrton Senna, he's not here, that would have been great, between Bruno Senna, the nephew of Ayrton, and Nico Prost, the son of Alain Prost. But the question is their racing going to be as competitive? Well, I'm not really sure, but I can guarantee one thing. It's going to be very entertaining. Guys, over to you in the commentary box, Karun and Brycey.
Thank you very much. I believe this game is actually already underway, so we will jump straight into the action as they will be facing off against each other. Just to quickly run down what's actually going to happen. This is a best of 3. And they're going to be playing Prague Short, Long Beach Short, and the Top Gear full circuit if we get that far. But let's jump on board, first of all, with Prost. Oh, it's just a warm-up, I've been told. They're just warming up. They're taking this a lot more seriously.
I know. Oh, he's even brake testing him. So this is going to be quite funny. Dumb and Dumber on the.
I think this is redemption, right? This is where they're like, oh, we're okay. You know, as long as one of us beats the other, we can claim that we were okay.
Yeah, no, they're getting obviously the guys from Gfinity just setting it all up. We got a new track to go to, and
it's almost like they're prepping the cars, right? That's that.
Yeah.
That station of it. Is it okay? Check the tyres. Make sure you're comfortable with it as you go around and kind of test it out on the track here. Now, I think this is where the real competition for these two kicks in.
This is it. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I think
they're not on phones this time. Have you noticed?
No,
they're not chilling out. They're not smiling. This is serious.
In all fairness, you know, I do think that the last time they competed against the gamers was a slightly unfair situation because the gamers are, you know, much more experienced. But in this case, you know, this is a more pure, straightforward battle here. A lot of pride at stake, you know. There's family pride at stake between these two.
I would say there's enough pride at stake here that I should expect to see someone play dirty. I think so. Yeah, I think someone will just little nudge into the rear corner, and someone will be gone.
I would.
Yeah, I would as well. Yeah, to be perfectly fair, I would 100% do that. All right, I'm gonna kind of put you on the spot here. If you had to pick one, who do you think will win the entire challenge? Unless you want to do it map by map or lap by lap.
I'm going to say, well, Nico didn't look so good at the last one, but
he looked really quite bad.
Yeah, but I wasn't going to say that.
I'll say it's okay.
But it's a level playing field on a new circuit here, so we'll see. I mean, Bruno is a bit of a geek. In all fairness, he is a little bit of a geek. So, you know, I'm sure he's secretly been practicing and playing away on his video games. Nico is, you know, he's got a 2-month-old, so his hands are a little bit busy with dirty nappies more than video game consoles at the moment. So, you know, I'll give Nico, you know, a little bit of a excuse. Yeah, definitely.
So you're kind of favouring Senna then, just a little bit that way. You're like, oh, maybe a little bit of a geek is I think you're
I'd like to see Nico just give him a little nudge, really, and just, you know, sit behind him, Nico. Sit behind him to the last lap and just give him a little nudge. Last lap, last corner. Yeah. I think that'll be fun to watch.
I think that's where the kind of a real rivalry will actually come in. But I believe now we are starting the official race. This should all get underway here, and we will start off with Prost.
Right, riding on board with Nico Prost, Senna in the lead as he heads into turn 1. This is a 3-lap exhibition race. They're going to go through the first chicane. Yeah, it's quite a short. Oh, great lunge down the inside. And they made contact already. It's happened already. First lap, first corner, they've driven into each other. This is Suzuka 1990 all over again.
Yeah, I think all bets are right off now as well. I expect the second corner to be just as bad here. Let's give a little bit of a game of chicken here. So we actually jump on board with Prost. Prost looking to try and get a little bit of time here now. He's actually losing a little bit of distance to Senna. Senna seems to have got a little bit more speed out of that last corner, that last engagement. Can he now catch him and try to bring this back in here? Now, if you're Prost sitting in this position, you've got to be thinking, well, if he slows down just a tad, maybe I'll get a little bit of revenge.
I'll tell you what I'm thinking. Oh!
Say he didn't back. Oh, no, Senna's also had a back.
Senna's also gone off. What's Prost doing? Prost has gone through that chicane cleanly.
Yeah.
And he's much closer to Senna now. I'll tell you what, Prague is looking like a lovely holiday destination at the moment.
Certainly is, but I wouldn't like to go on holiday
with these two
driving
graphics
around.
here. Yeah, no, don't.
Very dangerous.
Not with them driving. But, yeah, coming through to the end of lap 1 here, and it is Bruno Senna in the lead. Nico Prost not far behind, though. So there's still game on for the final couple of laps of this race.
Well, it's going to be up to Senna to kind of make the mistake here. If he can kind of just keep this distance away, he should be fine here. The real danger comes if he lets him get close. Not in an overtaking position, but just close enough to give him a little tap here, as I do think Prost will play dirty at the first opportunity.
I think he should.
Oh, wait, no, Senna's gone!
Senna's gone way off. Where are you going, Bruno? The track's going left. Unbelievable drama here. So Senna's lost the lead.
He's lost the plot.
Nico, he's lost the plot. Yeah, I think his sat-nav reprogrammed there. He went right instead of left. But, yeah, Nico Prost now in the lead of this race. This is going to get really interesting. Nico defending the inside line. As
more
Bruno
speed as he carries through in this corner. He goes straight for the nudge. Doesn't even hesitate, doesn't even brake. Straight for the nudge. Let you know I'm here. And right now he's going to stay right on him here. Both of these.
Right, we've got a long left-hander here.
Well, he's gone out wide. He's looking for the inside
he's
cut.
come to the inside. Fantastic undercut there from Bruno Senna. So back in the lead. Senna in front now. Prost, what can he do? He's got one last lap to try and take the score to 1-0. And riding on board here with Nico Prost, we're actually looking at Bruno Senna on the screen in the top left-hand little corner there. Through the first couple of corners, it's pretty even Stevens, I would have said. A little bit wider from Prost. He's nudged the outside barrier.
The only way Prost caught him last time was actually Senna made a massive mistake and kind of decided to make his own track. I don't know if we're going to see that again. This is too short of a lap. I don't think he's going to be able to catch up here. I think Senna may have finally managed to get back into this and actually taken the lead, especially since Prost seems to love a good wobble.
Yeah, Prost has had a little bit of a slide there. So Senna now breaking away from Prost. I mean, we're riding on board with Prost here. We can't actually see Senna as they went over the bridge.
Yeah, Senna's quite a way ahead. Yeah, but it's a little bit of a wobble here. Now, this is the last corner. And if he can do this cleanly, he should take this first track and become number one. And he does. He decides to play a little bit slow, not too much aggression through that corner. And he should just straighten up now onto the main straight. You can see all the fireworks going off as it will be Senna.
He's stopping before
He
the
is
line.
stopping. Oh, the showboating. Senna stops before the line. Little bit of disrespect to Prost.
Little bit of showboating there.
He was that far ahead. But he will take track number one.
I have to say, it would have been funny if he lost.
It would have.
It would have been very funny
if he'd misjudged it just a little bit.
I know, he could have done a Michael Schumacher move then, just misjudged that.
But there we go. He will end up taking the first track. It is now 1-0 in this best of three. Senna will pull ahead. The next map coming up is Long Beach Short, and we saw a lot of this with the people in the semi-finals and the players' final. And of course, the time trials have been running through the morning. So I'm kind of curious to see if they picked up any tips and tricks from the players who've actually played this.
Well, this is the circuit that they've both been practicing a lot all through today. You know, Bruno managed to eat half a sushi bar for lunch, and then, but even managed to sneak in a little bit of practice at the end of it. But poor old Nico didn't get any practice at home because, unfortunately, the UK plug didn't work in his Switzerland house. So he's coming with a massive disadvantage. They both had a bit of practice today. But yeah, Long Beach is the one they've both had the most amount of practice on.
And
so
I'm hoping we'll see a better Prost, to be honest with you, because it was a little bit of a lackluster.
He looked good in practice. He looked good in practice at Long Beach.
He didn't look good in the game.
Well, you haven't seen him at Long Beach, have you? So.
Well, we'll find out whether Long Beach is in fact his track. But yeah, I mean, Senna for me, I mean, apart from the one bit where he decided that, oh, this is a different track to the one I raced last lap, and turned right instead of left, which, you know, probably doesn't happen that much in his career, I hope. That was the only major mistake.
It happens a lot when he's driving around the city, I can assure you.
Oh, really? Constantly taking the wrong
his navigation skills are slightly questionable.
Well, we kind of saw, you know, that in that last one there. But like I said, I'm hoping now that Prost can kind of improve here. He was a little bit shaky in the corners, maybe a bit too aggressive at times. And that probably caused him to take the wrong line more than once.
I would just spend the whole race having Senna off, to be honest. That's what I'd do.
I think that's got to be his tactic going into this, right? You've got to be saying, well, he looks like he might be a little bit better
He's a little bit better than
me.
So I'm just going to keep taking him off. And then just hope that I time it. So I do it at the last lap, last corner.
Yeah, I'm hoping to see him kind of just stick right behind until the crucial moment. He'll just see the opportunity and then wipe him out. And I think that's got to be his game tactic here.
You've only got to go across the finish line in the lead once.
Yeah.
That's the only time it counts is on the last lap. So before that, just have him off.
Yeah, and it is a short lap as well. It's only 55 seconds, I think, was the quickest time we actually got in the time trial. So it's going to be quick laps as well.
I'd just like to say I don't condone dangerous driving at this point by any way, shape, or form, virtual or real, just to be clear. But in this case, go for
in this case, it's okay. So I think Senna's tactic going into this next one has probably got to be allow Prost to make his mistakes and keep away from him. As much as possible, keep away from him and just kind of race a lot more cleanly, because it was only his major mistake that almost cost him that last one. And I'm sure he's going to be looking to kind of do this one flawlessly. See, as we load in, we are about to get this one underway.
Game's about to load, track's about to load, we're about to start.
See, they're a little bit more focused here. Looking for this one. You see, is that a little bit pep talk he's giving to himself? It is. A little bit of a pep talk. I'm ready for this. I can do that. I believe in me.
He does this in real life. Oh, we're off. We're off. We're off.
We are off indeed. We're jumping on board with Senna first of all, and you can see right behind. Let's jump on board with Prost. Prost there is now behind, and he's just looking for a look at this slipstream here. Is this where Prost makes his move? No, actually brakes first. And you can see that that was a 10, just a little target. He can see, it's like, oh, I can probably nudge him there, but besides, no. At the moment, Prost is playing clean.
He's being a nice guy, isn't he? He's being Mr. Nice Guy. Come on, Nico, have him off, have him off.
I think he's playing a lot more cautiously. Look how carefully he's playing. There's been more than one opportunity to really kind of punish Senna for any lackluster play. But right now, not able to do it. Still going to sit behind him here, and I wonder if that's his tactic, to play this so cautiously until the last lap.
Yeah, that could be a good strategy. It could be a good strategy and could work if he can get close enough to attack on that last lap. You know, obviously, that's a little caveat we've got. But, yeah, coming around to the end of lap 1 here, and there's not much between them, is there?
No, I think the issue the Prost is actually going to have here is you were right about actually getting close enough for that attack. We saw on the last track they played on here is that Senna just kept pulling further and further away. Once he was allowed to race cleanly, he was clearly the better driver. So let's see if that continues here. Now, Prost going for it. He does look to close the gap just a little bit, quite aggressive, but does hold it there. No contact with the wall and straightens up nicely.
No, he did a good job. He's closed the gap up through that turn 1. Senna's had a slide already through turn 2, so Prost already close. Look at the gap. It was 250 odd feet. It's now down to 130 feet. So it's definitely closer between these two guys on the second lap.
He's going to be sitting there, and he's probably just going to be learning. I mean, we're already through into the second lap, so he's probably just learning a little bit.
The curb. He clouded the curb. The back end of the car coming completely sideways. Yep, and he's done it again there. So that's 2 times that Nico's unfortunately touched the curb, and it's just upset the back of the car. And all that ground that he'd made up, he's lost yet again. The gap way open now to over 400 feet, or 450 feet, in fact, between the two guys. So final lap of the race, and it's
I don't think he can get close enough now.
Mistake.
He was looking, he was watching Senna, and he was waiting to just break, I think, a fraction later. That's what he was waiting for, with a safe distance between them. Yeah. And he's paid for it. He didn't follow the same line. He wasn't able to get the exact same line that Senna did. He ended up clipping the curb and ruining all of the ground he actually gained.
Well, we could do with Senna having a little spin here. That could make it quite exciting.
Maybe he'll forget where he is again and turn the wrong way.
Yeah. Well, there was our hotel was just up here on the left-hand side last year, so maybe he'll turn there. But
see how that kind of goes down. Well, going in now, you actually see him go through. Let's jump on board with Senna, because Senna has to make the mistake at this point.
Yeah, as it comes through the final corner, bit of a slide,
little bit adjustment though, coming in quite nicely to keep him on the straight. Now into the final straight here, and he has done it clean.
No,
he's done it clean enough.
He's backed off a little bit. He's waiting. He's being cheeky again.
Unfortunately, it's the end. I don't think he can catch him in that time. And it is going to be the end, and it will in fact be Senna who wins the second track as well. Clearly the superior driver in this case. Prost, he had a very cautious game plan that time around. It didn't really pan out for him. He tried to kind of play Senna off against himself and allow himself to play off what Senna was actually doing. Unfortunately, he misjudged the curb, and that threw his entire game plan out the window.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think it would have been nice to see Nico have a little bit of a lunge and just take a bit more risk. I think having Bruno off on the lap 1 could have made it a bit more exciting. Yeah, stop waving your arms. You heard me.
We were kind of rooting for that. We were hoping.
We were hoping for a bit of.
I would have accelerated when he broke, but that's how I would have played it. We were hoping Nico would do the same. But there we go. It's fantastic there. And there we go. Senna will win this, but we'll be right back after the break with Nicky to talk to them about how it all went down.
Advanced technology and competition between manufacturers and teams has always been at the heart of the Formula E Championship. This week in London, that heart skipped a beat as iconic British carmaker Jaguar announced its intention to run its own team for the start of Season 3 in 2016.
We're here today to announce that Jaguar has returned to racing. Formula E is a perfect match. Formula E is all about pushing the boundaries of pioneering technology and electrification, which exactly fits with the Jaguar Land Rover strategy.
I'm really happy, I'm thrilled. This is the best news we could have. It's a huge boost for the championship. This is exactly what we want. We want to attract companies like this into this challenge to make the best racing electric car.
Now is the natural time for us to join this really exciting series. It really fits with the technology we have, and the timing is simply perfect.
Speculation is already mounting about the race for the remaining 3 manufacturer slots as Formula E's cutting-edge race technology continues to draw the map for electric road-going cars.
I cannot tell many secrets, but we have very interesting conversations. I believe that this announcement is also going to motivate a few of them. They better hurry because there are few entries now left without a manufacturer.
So Jaguar are back in open-wheeled racing and Formula E continues to evolve. We'll have to wait and see who will join them next. Formula E's original sounds and music are created and constructed by London-based film and music composer Gareth Johnson.
It's designed to be like a mini movie score, so you've got all the kind of sound of the cars. Add some drums in. I'm a music composer. Spend a lot of my days in windowless rooms with flashing lights, making beats, working with orchestras. I basically wake up and make music. This is where the magic happens. There's a computer at the heart of all of it, like most things today. Lots of real instruments, as well as modern hardware. I play guitar, bass, drums, keys, synths. The Formula E thing was really interesting because they literally just was a knock on the door and they were like, we're looking for some music for a race series, which is all electric cars. And I was just like, brilliant. As well as being really aggressive and fast-paced, it needs to be like epic and driving the action rather than being an afterthought. This was like from the ground up, forming a really important part of the whole entertainment package. It was a really unique experience working with Formula E. The creative process, it was a lot of sitting around and imagining what a futuristic race series in a city centre would look and sound like. A lot of neon and a lot of looking at graphic novels, race games. The attention to detail was massive. Music and visuals always work really well together, and if you get it right, you can really enhance the experience for people. Hopefully that's what we did.
Hello and welcome back to the last part of the Formula E race-off. Now, we just saw the hat-trick, really, that Bruno Senna won, and they're joining me here in the studio. Right, let's quickly recap, boys, what just went on there. Obviously, congratulations. Commiserations to you, Nico. Clearly, you cracked under the pressure. What happened?
I don't think I cracked under pressure. I think I was not very good. That's, you know, I was trying my best. I didn't do more mistakes than I could have done, but Bruno was too quick for me.
Bruno, are you just, you know, a gamer at heart and you just played it cool from the beginning?
Let's be honest, clearly not, because when we were playing with the pro gamers, they destroyed us. It was actually quite embarrassing. It was the first time I actually didn't finish a race because I ran out of time.
Okay.
It's like running a marathon, and then, you know, everybody leaves.
And there was quite a lot of, shall we say, friendly nudging at the beginning of that race?
Yeah, it was interesting. I saw lots of smoke, and I decided, well, in doubt, just go full throttle, and that's what I did, and I hit everybody.
That's an interesting approach, but not something that you would take on a Formula E track.
No, I don't think so. I think I would just, you know, try to see through it and hopefully survive.
And that is always important. Now that you've actually had the opportunity to really spend a bit more time on Forza 6 and playing these racing games, does it feel like the real thing? You know, now you can really compare to it, you know, especially Long Beach that you've had the chance to play on. Does it feel like the real thing to a slight degree? What comparisons can you make?
Fortunately, the real thing is a lot easier, at least for me, to drive.
Yeah, same here.
The track is really nice. The layout is fantastic. For the car, maybe we'd need a little bit of work to make it a bit closer to reality. But the track layout is, yeah, I think is not even 1 centimeter off reality.
So you think this environment is actually more stressful than a racing environment?
Yes, when I started the race, especially because we went to a racetrack that I had no idea where it went, and it was a long, complex racetrack. I had no idea what was going on, so I was like, you have that feeling that you want to have hope, but you don't really have any hope. You're just kind of like, let's see. I was running fifth for a little while, and then the wild was only very short, maybe a few seconds, and then it all went downhill.
It went a little bit pear-shaped.
Yeah, exactly.
And Nico, you know, you mentioned that the reason that you haven't been able to practice is obviously because you have your newborn son. Is this something that you're going to teach him? You know, instead of perhaps getting him on a racing circuit, will you introduce the world of virtual gaming instead?
Yeah, and I mean, of course, for me also, I was playing video games when I was a kid, and I hope he plays a lot. But yeah, I'd get the opportunity to get more training.
And what about your dad? Can you get him involved as well?
Nah, he's given up. I think he's tried, but he was not very good at all, so I think he's given up.
Oh dear, already given up, no good. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us. It has been an absolute pleasure having you here as our special guests and the part of the exhibition race. That is, unfortunately, all we have time for here at the Formula E Race-Off. It has been an absolutely amazing day. Thank you so much to all of our gamers that have come down and competed and really shown us how you should do it. And now we're going to all go off home and practice that, is for sure. But please do join us next time. But in the meantime, keep gaming, keep racing, and don't crack under the pressure, unlike some of the others. Thanks very much.